Log on here a couple minutes early to see if anybody jumps on early. Damn, Darren Paltrowitz's in the house. How are you, Mr. Paltrowitz, sir? That's where you type stuff back, Darren. Ah, nonstop. Nice. Who'd you interview today? Emma Horvath. Maybe do a little look-see at this Emma Horvath. Oh, hey, Mike Davenport. Sorry, I'll have to look her up later. Mike, my buddy Darren's on. Darren is one of the podcast guys that I like a lot that I told you to reach out to. So, and we'll see who else jumps on here. Oh, perfect. Well, don't talk too much then. Otherwise, you guys won't have anything to talk about. Hold on real quick. I'm just going to throw a shout out on the Discord. And all right. See, we got 5 other people here. Who else is jumping online? Are we Baby Metal fans? Are we Atari's fans? That would be good because we got an Atari in the house. Are we allowed to say that, Mike? An Atari? I don't know. Are we singularized? Well, I guess we can start. We can see who pops on here. So the theme was what makes a podcast good or a reacting video good? What was the theme? It's one of those. So, being that Darren's done this forever, what do you think, Darren? I think with you, we'll just say overall because you don't do reaction videos, but what do you think makes a podcast interesting? You think nothing? Where is the put your wife on the phone? Or no, we're not on the phone. I'm actually, this is good. You get to text. You don't have to talk to me on the phone. This is healthy for you. I make podcast interesting. I don't remember. What did you and I talk about? I remember you gave me crap about Kevin Dubrow when I went on your one, and it was pretty funny. You hit me with a left hook. I was like, "What did you want to know?" And it was funny. Anyhow, who else do we got in here? Who's jumping into the room? Are you guys fans of what bands? Clue us in, and we can start talking about them. If you do have feelings on reaction videos and what they should entail, say so. Hi, Mimai. Hey, you. Thanks for the great reactions. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. What's your favorite bands? And have you heard of the band The Ataris? Because if so, we got one of the guys from the band in here. You guys can ask him some questions if you want. Mike Davenport. It's kind of cool to sign on. I appreciate it, Mike. Thank you. Kevin Dubrow. That's right, Darren. My long lost buddy, who's actually no longer with us. So, in all sincerity, he was a great performer. Tim Baker. What's up, Tim? I like a reactor that actually reviews and not just watches. True. Julian, what's up, Julian? How are you, brother? NW, of course. Nightwish, guys. Nightwish is NW and everything from that space. I agree. I'm doing the dive. I'm learning more of those bands and I'm loving all of it. Tony Lowe. What's up, Tony Lowe? So, Tim, let's see what you got to say. So, a reactor that actually reviews and not just watches. So, how in depth do you want them to get, though, Tim? Do you want to be on there for 45 minutes for a track? Or, and then do you want them to react more on the instruments, the overall? Like, what do you think, man? It's funny on these things because you have this like moments of silence where people, I guess when you have like a bazillion people log on, it changes things. But in these, you're just kind of sitting there, which I guess is why it's good to have a beer handy. Vocal coaches talking about what the singer is doing. Do you know who Ken Tamplin is, Tim? And so he's a buddy, and I really liked his podcast when I first started doing these. I watched his, and he was just so good at what he did. I realized quick that it is a craft, and he understands it well. Depends on what the reviewer brings to the table. What you mean, Morbius, I think, is what the reviewer is actually knowledgeable about. I'm assuming is what you're saying. Drummers talk about drumming, Tim. Okay, yeah, right on. Well, we brought on a lot of drummers. There's always more drummers, so that's awesome. That means that there'll be many of opportunity. I'm sure I got some more drummers coming on up too. If you know about singing, talk singing. Yeah. Check him out. Ken Tamplin is really good, Tim. I think you would dig him. You might even recognize him. He has over 1 million subscribers. And I know he like was a vocal coach for Taylor Swift. I remember him once telling me. I'm not sure, but he's a cool guy. And then Darren Palchowitz. My favorite reaction videos are done by Stuttering John. Does he really do reaction videos? I don't think so. I mean, maybe. I loved when I first saw him when he would go up to the political people always. That was great. And try to be polite. If you guys don't know Darren here, Darren runs a podcast called Paltrowcast, and he gets to interview amazing people, name people. He's probably talked to them. So no, that's not it, Tim. The guy's name is Ken Tamplin. I think I can type it in here. Hold on. There we go. I hate reviewers that cut in every 45 seconds to say that's good. It has nothing else to offer. Yeah, it's just breaking up the song. And it's like, why? Why are you doing that? For what reason? So, yeah, I like to wait till the end of the videos. If they're long videos, then I break it up sometimes. But because I just get too excited. It's like a dog at the door where half of the bone's left there and you're sitting there, you're gonna eat it all. I don't know, it's a terrible analogy. You know, a reaction I will not watch is if the thumbnail or the title it says must watch. Fight the power, Julian. Fight the power, man. We got 10 people now. Are any of you guys who jumped in fans of Atari, the Ataris? Did you guys watch any of those videos with Mike? Those were fun. Copywriter is why a lot of them stop. I don't get it. Clue me in, Tim. Sorry, I'm slow. Best reactions are from roadies who like to party. Thank you. That's very gracious of you. I appreciate that very much. I enjoy a reviewer that has a real visual of reaction to a song, an honest reaction. So that's interesting and that makes sense. So when I first started these, I was nervous and I was like, so what do we do? And most of the guests I bring on, they've never done these either. And so that's the big question is like, so what do you want me to do? And what's fun about it all is it's like, I don't want you to do anything, just be yourself and see how it goes. And that's what I enjoy a lot. So it's cool. Kevin Higgins, what's up, Kevin? How are you, man? Thank you for logging on. I appreciate it. Oh, the copyright strikes. So copyright strikes are pain in the butt, man. So sorry, let me think back on what you were trying to say, but copyright is why a lot of them stop. Yeah, so okay, I get it now. So yeah, so what that means, if you guys don't know, is a lot of these songs they have a copyright on them, which means we're not allowed to upload them. So it kind of sucks because you spend a fair amount of time. It's honestly not that much time to do these. It's not that big of a deal. So you put it together, you upload it, and then you're not allowed to show it to anybody. The caveat, and what's a pain in the butt, is sometimes they approve it after a few days. So you upload it anyway, and you hope that you can do more, but you just don't know. You're on the fence. So the problem becomes, do I react to that band? Like actually Monoskin, I think is the better way to say it. They will let you approve. They approved everything I've ever done, but it takes 3 or 4 days. So do you keep doing them and hope they get approved, or do you not? And you start listening to other bands, and it kind of hurts for the audiences that enjoy that band. So for me, to be really honest, I'm one of those guys. It's true. There's a couple that I react to, and then they disapprove my video. So it's like, okay, next band. And it's not really fair, I think. And I think it's silly anyway. It's free advertising. It's free marketing. Who would ever watch a podcast and not go to the original? Makes no sense. All right, Mima, what do we got? You give quite an extra to the scene. You are likable, thank you, and can relate on your takes. I do appreciate your honesty if you don't like something. I appreciate that because I get crapped on, man. They get really mad at me when I don't like stuff. So I'm always watching it like, this is going to suck. Everyone's going to yell at me. I wish I liked this. And you try to think of something redeeming so they don't smack you around. It's rough when you don't like the song. But I figure if you lie and you pretend to like it, well, then what's the point of watching the guy's thing? He's not even telling the truth. So what's why? So reactors need to be bring useful understanding. I'm watching reactors to discover more about something I think I know, or discover something new, and they explain why it's worth attention. To be natural, indeed. Yeah, thank you. I will be honest. I don't know if it's a complete flaw, but it sometimes doesn't serve us well. I'm getting better. That dress looks beautiful on you. So now that we got a few people on, a couple of the people on here, one of them is Mike Davenport. Mike Davenport is in the Ataris. If you guys have any Ataris questions, you can see if Mike wants to answer you or not. He is going to be doing some live shows soon. It's the first time he's played live in years, and so they should be exciting shows. The Ataris were a kick butt band. I hope you guys think so too. Darren from Darren Paltrocast, the Paltrocast. If you type in Paltrocast, here I'll do it here. You guys can find that Darren has literally interviewed like everybody, and you can see some really awesome interviews. So it's cool that a couple of these guys have jumped on because I am genuine fan. So UK comedy. Does my bum look big in this? Yeah, this is a thing. We do that in America too. There's a lot of bum talk over here. Not homeless, by the way, guys. So thanks for the plugs. There you go, Darren. You're gonna have to. You owe me later. You owe me later. Mike Davenport. Both the Ataris our shows are in the LA area. So that is right. It is in the LA area. He told me that. However, he did tell me too that maybe in the next couple years he may be touring outside of the LA area, including Japan. So if any of you guys are on here yet from Japan, guys can bug Mike and maybe he'll come and say what's up and play some songs for you guys. Where are you from, Mimai? G. Bulmer, I'm assuming you're in the UK. It's a pretty easy assumption there. Yeah, see, I'm wise. I'm wise. Where are you in the UK, man? Are you in Manchester? That would be great. Awesome music came out of Manchester from Nightwish Land. Indeed, awesome. So is that Finland? I was told that there are, what do we have? A German, mostly Finland, and one person from Sweden, I think they said. I like your comment on reactors. Me too. Oh, G. Bulmer's comment. Good job, G. Bulmer. Minnesota, right on. It's cold there. So when you guys started watching reaction videos, were you guys looking for reactors, or were you guys looking for the band you like, and then you look for a reactor, and does that reactor have to like the band that you like? That's my question for you guys. In the UK, but originally from Germany. Danke. No, I'm close to the dead center of England, home of two tone. Coventry, sure. Jaguar, Coventry. Nice. My dad actually worked for Jaguar. My dad was on Sterling Moss's pit boss team in Formula One. If you're old enough to know who Sterling Moss was. I'm in Florida and desperate to get back to SoCal. Come on down. We'll drink a beer, Mobius. Let's do it. They don't have to like what you like. See, I think that's cool, Tim, because it means you're open to listen to whatever. And I think it's okay if they don't like it. Sometimes it's even more fun, right? You can poke fun at them. Yeah, legendary, super cool stuff. I got to meet him when I was a little dude. Change this all into car talk. But there's another racer called Fangio. I'm assuming you know who he is, Bulmer. And I got to meet both of those guys when I was a little dude. And so that was a cool moment. If you guys don't know Fangio and Sterling Moss, really great car racing history stuff. So I found you via Monoskin and then started to follow you out to try new stuff. Awesome. That sounds really cool, Cass. That's exactly what I'm doing. I dropped off a while and came back with Ren. That guy's so talented. I love Ren. I think he's fantastic. If none of you guys have listened to Ren, please start with Hi Ren and go from there. Hi Ren was awesome. Very, very talented dude. Thought it was Sterling. Sterling Moss? Just a spelling thing? I look for reactors that look at new stuff. I found new bands from reaction videos. So I've been trying to do new stuff, but a lot of this stuff is new to me. I don't know if it's necessarily new, but I am looking for new. So like the new Love Bites video, I thought was so amazing. I've played it a few times for people that have come on, and I really, really enjoy it. And that's the kind of stuff that we all like. It's music that gets you going or whatever. Speaking of which, Mike Davenport, new music, please. Only I don't know if there's other musicians on here. New music to you guys too. I started watching Reactors 5 years ago. I found a lot of the bands I probably never would have heard of because of them. And you know what? That's what's cool. All of your guys' suggestions are turning on to all this amazing music. So all of it, from Baby Metal to Nemophila to Monoskin to Nightwish to all of them. I'd never heard of any of these. And what I like is I don't think I would have ever listened to any of them. Nobody would have told me about them. And so I'm having this wonderful roller coaster ride, listen to all this great stuff. So it's really cool. I look for reactors with wide tastes. It's true. It's more interesting to be eclectic and see what they're going to come up with. I've tried to do that a bit. I wanted to do Joel Sundays and come up with music I like, and no one watched them. So I was like, well, Joel Sundays are not very interesting. So you are only one who goes deep with each song. I'm looking forward to following your journeys. Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I just love the feeling of finding some new stuff and it takes you back to being a little kid when you first heard a song that had impact to your life and changed your thoughts on music. It's exciting. It's really cool. Waiting for my donor heart. Man, I hope you get it. Morbius. I'll be rooting for you. Mike Davenport, new music is coming, and I never thought about you doing a reaction video about us. We should do that. Maybe we'll start with an older one and we'll see what we got. If anybody has any requests, shoot them at me and we'll give it a go. What did you miss, Russ? Oh, heaps, heaps. So we got Mike on from the Ataris. If you're an Ataris fan, if you have any Ataris question, you can ask Mike. Other than that, we've just been kind of rapping back and forth about reaction videos and what they should entail. Greetings and love from Cologne, Germany. Right on. Very cool. Have you, as a roadie, ever met Gary Moore? Nope, but I like Gary Moore. That would have been awesome. Didn't have the opportunity. Darren, did you ever interview Gary Moore? That'd be cool. Darren Paltrowitz is on, guys. He has a podcast called Paltrowcast. And Darren's awesome, bro, and has interviewed tons of people. Darren, Gary Moore, tell us. I did have a bunch of, I work as a memorabilia dealer. I think some of you guys know that. And I did have some Gary Moore picks. So, yeah, I hope it's going well, Morbius. Keep us in the loop. We'll all be rooting for you. Got any requests? Yell in my way and we'll do it for you, man. Coel Alaf. Stefan. Carnival today. Cool. Yeah, that would be really neat. Gary Moore is legendary stuff. That'd be super cool. There's so many bands I wish. For me, the first I love Blind Melon. I really wish I could have seen Blind Melon. Mike, did you guys ever do any shows with Blind Melon? Oh, you did get your heart. Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad everything's going good. Take it easy. Want to keep you around. That's wonderful news. I'm glad. Yeah, I figured a little bit before your time. The Blind Melon performances are so good. I always really enjoyed them. So, you know who I am bringing on, Mike? I saw him last night. Was somebody you really enjoy, man? I'm bringing on Kyle, dude. Kyle Toucher is going to come on and say what's up. So they'll be neat. It'll be his first podcast. If you guys know who Kyle is, he was in a band called Doctor No, and he's super cool. Mike Davenport's a big fan. So all right. Joel, your commenters have a wealth of knowledge. They really do. It's amazing. You should check out what they have to say. Well, Russ, I try my best. You know, the real truth is it's kind of a dilemma of mine in that I get so many comments, which is awesome. It's a blessing. I just don't have the ability to read through them all. So what I tell people is keep saying the same thing until I respond, but it's kind of a cop out. The other way I could do it is to bring on an intern and have him read it, but that's lame and I didn't want to do that. So I'm trying to figure out how to best handle getting to everybody, I guess is the best way to say it. So, but I am trying and I do care. Wow, you don't have a scar. Whoa, that's amazing. Yeah, it's going to be cool. I think Kyle's excited about it. He's coming out with a book called Live Wire. It's a horror book. And so we'll push it a little bit, but it'd be cool to have Kyle. And this guy knows. He looks like the dude from Nightwish. So that's what I'm going to play him first. It should be cool. So, Michael, what song of yours would you recommend for someone that has not heard your music? Okay. What's your door opener, Mike? Ah, bit of German. Thank you, Stefan. What is your favorite group ever? Well, growing up, it was Guns N' Roses. And I listened to them every day. I listened to Appetite every single day for years. And lately, I don't know, man. I've been listening to a huge amount of Nightwish, and I love Floor. So if you were to ask me today, which you are, I would say it would be the Ataris because Mike's online. But if Mike wasn't online right now, I'd say I'm really enjoying going down this rabbit hole of listening to everything that Nightwish has to offer. So right now it's Nightwish. And you know what, Sabaton? I really like those animated videos that Sabaton did. They're cool. So, which was neat. If you actually watched the first reaction from Sabaton, I wasn't, I didn't go nuts over it. I didn't love it. So I keep that quiet because I go back and be like, what? And you like them now? But yeah, that's what happens. So yeah, Boys of Summer is awesome. with the black flag sticker on the Cadillac. I finished my Raymond Pettibone Zine collection, man. I got every single one, Mike. It took me 15 years, and I just got the last one, so I'm stoked about it. Raymond Pettibone's an awesome artist. He did a lot of amazing album covers, guys, from the Foo Fighters to Black Flags. So yeah, Tim, what do you like, Tim? Clue us in. Bismarck is mind blowing. Okay, I'll give that a go. I haven't checked that out. What are you, Darren? Are you still there? Who do you like to listen to other than David Lee Roth? Darren actually also has a David Lee Roth podcast too, if you guys are interested. What's the most popular thing on the radio right now, Cass, in Dusseldorf? Is it Måneskin? Is Måneskin just insanely popular there right now? They are here. Anything that's well done. Fair enough. Official video Bismarck. I should have had a pen. I had one handy the other day. Cash, you may need to send me a message. Nope, I got it. Check it out. Sorry, guys, my memory sucks. Okay. Do you know some German metal bands besides Rumstein, right? And Blind Guardian? Hmm. I don't know. Other metal bands that are German. I can't say that I do. I wasn't like a crazy metalhead growing up, so I'm kind of new to it. And so there's a ton of these great bands that I'd never heard of, but it's what's kind of fun. I listened to a heck of a lot of folk, a ton of blues. I loved that stuff. Oh, there you go, Tim. I really, really enjoyed. Oh, the Scorpions. Yeah, I wouldn't call them metal though. Would you guys? I used to hang out with Ralph. Ralph was a bass player in the Scorpions. We used to hit up Sunset together. It was a lot of fun. Ralph Ben Scoter, Eurovision lore. So the thing with Eurovision is when I post it up to react to it, I'm unable to. It's copyright blocked, so it makes it difficult. Within Temptation, so I did do a couple of their songs. I did the one that had Taria, and I loved it, but it's copyright blocked. So you guys aren't going to be able to watch it, but super cool track. Really enjoyed it a lot. Oh, yeah, and everybody got mad at me, Russ, because I thought Within Temptation had possibly opened up for Evanescence. And everybody's like, what are you talking about? They're old school, but I don't know. So the reason I said that, if you were one of the people who saw that video, was they have an Evanescence road case in the middle. So I thought it was like a plug, but bad guess. Rush is my all-time favorite band. Yeah, Rush is amazing. I'm a huge Pink Floyd fan. I've made that really clear, but love Black Sabbath. Yeah, a lot of wonderful music out there. And then for folk, which I don't know any of you guys like as much, but Towns Van Zandt, man, John Prine, Jerry Jeff Walker, Nancy Griffith. Oh, great stuff. That is saying to see Rush and die. I saw them, and here we still are. Well, I'm glad you're still here. Sometimes we get gear from other tours. Yeah, I get it, but it was right in the middle of the video, and I was thinking that they had obviously toured with Evanescence. I had never heard of them, and so I thought maybe it was like an intentional plug to get them bigger. But some of the fans were a little mad at me, so sorry. I just didn't know. So anyway, they've been around for a while. Apparently, there's a ton of music. It's great. I'll try to react to more. Hopefully, it's not all copyright blocked. But the one with Tari is so good. So Nick Cave he's incredibly good. I think it's with speaking of interviews, it's with Billy Corgan, and he interviews Nick Cave back when he was a MTV VJ. And it's very funny because Nick Cave is not very friendly to him. It's really good. And I actually posted the one with Amy Lee playing with the Wagaki band, and it was pretty cool. I love the Wagaki band. If you guys haven't heard of them, you guys should totally look them up. They're awesome. Here, I'll type the name for you guys. There you go. I think that's the correct spelling, and they're really, really good. Give it a go. He was mean in the interviews. It's really worth watching. He's so mean to him. It's pretty entertaining. So, Kevin, probably them lighting guys taking other band stuff. You can't trust those guys. It's true. Lighting guys are horrible people, Kevin. It's very, very true. We're lazy. I actually only did one tour doing lighting, and I always talk crap about being a lighting guy. But the gig was, it's like the lights keep breaking, man. And so all day long, you're fixing these stupid lights. It's horrible. And then the light, of course, is messed up. So right before the show, you got to climb up into the truss with everybody watching you climb. It's a rough gig, rough gig. So I preferred to be a carpenter. And then I started doing a bit of stage managing. So you have not seen 21-year-old Flora Janssen at her first band, After Forever. I have done a couple videos on After Forever, and they were really good. However, what do we got? We got more here. After Forever, Monolith of Doubt, live at whew, Cups Sugars. Okay, hold on. I'm not going to get that right, but I will check out Monolith of Doubt. Monolith of Doubt. If any of you guys don't know what I'm talking about or what we're talking about, Flora Janssen is the singer, the current singer of Nightwish, and I am a massive fan. I think she's wonderful, and so that is not a song I've listened to yet. So Spider, I'm on it. Do we have any baby metal fans? I'm kind of surprised no one jumped on, other than Kevin. Oh yeah, and Mike. See, Mike knows what's good. He knows what's good for him. Now they really are awesome, huh? A bit of fun. Yeah, it's good stuff. So it's good. You got to check out the Wagaki band, Mike. We didn't do that. Maybe we can do one together. If not, give them a go. Just brilliant. They're using like old Japanese instruments, but they're mixing it with new music, and it's just so cool. Kind of like the Who, which I should do more of. Who being HU. Oh, why? What did the kids say? Oh, it made you cooler, cooler. Yeah, nice. The Doors. Doors are great. Girlfriend's favorite band is The Doors. So I hear quite a bit of Doors. If you go to her bedroom in her parents' house, the entire room is filled with Doors. There's a lot of Jim Morrison staring you down, man. Star One and Arion projects for more young Floor. So I did check out that one Arion song that you guys actually told me about in the last one of these live things. That was super good. I mean, really, really good. I loved it. Ever listened to Helong? No. Helong is great. Okay, we'll give it a go. I'm seeing Nemophila. Oh, awesome. March 9th. Where are you seeing them? In Japan? Or no, they're coming to the US, aren't they, Russ? Oh, you saw the Doors live without Jim. That's kind of neat, Spider. LA. Okay, cool. Noga Erez. No, I do not. Texas. I have to see their dates. Actually, the next one I brought on a tour manager guy named Bobby Lee. Bobby Lee is the first video is Nemophilus, so I just finished editing that just before we got on. I'll probably air that like Wednesday. Israel. Hey. With Halung, I'd suggest Kriegsgalder or N Maiden. Okay, I'll give it a go. See what we think. Should be good. I appreciate it. Thank you, Morbius. If I don't like it, can I blame you? Or should I just keep it to myself? Did everybody get their day off today in the United States, at least for President's Day? As we learned about Jimmy Carter going into hospice. Not to bring this down a notch, but everyone does anyway. Fair enough. Just can't win. Just can't win. Wherever you are. Okay. All right, here's a fun one. What was the last concert you guys went to? What band was it? 98. I know that's what I was thinking more because the guy did good. And I looked up his wife is still alive. She's 95. He still lives in the same house that he's lived in since the 60s. Really interesting cat, good dude. 98's a good run. It's pretty amazing. Calf grow on a dairy farm, so no day off. I believe you. That's hard work. Did you guys see that video, Tim? I posted it was these three little girls, uh, I think in Glasgow, and they were dairy farmers too, and they sing Journey. It is so cute. It's really good. I know he was building those houses for homeless. It's amazing. You're a really neat guy. I've been out for quite a while, but about to go see Youngblood this weekend. Woohoo! Awesome. Awesome that you're feeling better too, of course. And I hope you enjoy Youngblood. Yeah, it's easy to find. I reacted to it. I guess just type in Journey and you'll find it. The other one that's really good is I had on E, who's the singer of the Eels, and he discussed hanging out with Steve Perry and his very interesting content. If you're a big Journey fan, it was fun. They I forgot they played badminton together or something random. It was pretty good. Stuart Copeland, that's a cool show. That's a very cool show. Rush. That was minutes ago, man. Have to get you back out, Tim. Rush was so good, weren't they? Yeah, I talked about it on here. Like, Roll the Bones is my favorite Rush album, and it's kind of bad because big Rush fans are like, "That's the album you pick." But I don't know. I love it. I can listen to it over and over again. But also, it came out when I was in high school, so it just kind of hit the moment for me. But I love Roll the Bones. Saw 5 minutes in my house. Those bands like Billy Idol, love Billy Idol, Apocalyptica, awesome, Iron Maiden, Within Temptation, the Blues Brothers, Joe Cocker, Motorhead, and Gary Moore. Great stuff, Spider. Awesome all on all accounts. Deep Purple and a lot of amazing bands. My motorcycle club brings those bands every year. So if you're a big motorcycle enthusiast, I had on Russell, who I actually saw last night too. Russell runs Exile Motors. He's also from England. And his interview was fun. I gave him a hard time because in the beginning he actually started with scooters and so now he's one of the premier motorcycle builders in the world. So Russell Mitchell, XR Motorcycles. I'm glad you like it, Tim. So I don't feel left out. I do. I've Rolled the Bones, man. It's such a great album to listen to. Maybe I'll listen to it after this. I don't know if it counts. I was at SeaWorld's Food and Drink Festival last month and REO Speedwagon was playing, but all the original members are gone. Well, hopefully it was still a good show, Kevin. Hopefully it was a good show. They did have him on that TV show. Did you guys see that? The Ozark. And I'm like, what a weird plug. But yeah, they had REO Speedwagon there playing when they had the casino. Should have been the Ataris. That would have been a good gig, Mike. Be on that show. I wonder if they got paid for that. Yeah, Rush was seriously brilliant. I liked Rush because it didn't like jump in immediately into my realm. I loved Tom Sawyer, but it took me a little bit while to like him, and then obviously I liked him a lot. But it was cool that it took a sec for me. Ask Russell if he was at Moto Club de Faro in Algarve, Portugal. Okay, I'll give it a go. I talked to him a lot. He's a pretty good buddy of mine. He's a cool cat. He builds these bikes. You guys got to look him up. Exile, EXILE motorcycles. The bikes he built are incredible. Molly Hatchet, that's neat. That's really neat. Yeah, I talked about random shows a little bit. I talked about my book too, but for me, it was I was touring with Poison, and they had the Turtles open up, and that was, or they weren't opening up; they were on the festival day, and that was really fun just to see them. Man, they were great. So it's nice when it's a surprise. Yeah, what's the most random band that's been on a festival date with you, Mike? Unless I already asked you that. I don't think so. I love that question because you get these really bizarre answers from people. I've seen Alice Cooper 13 times. Wow. All right, so I'll throw some more. Batty's on here. Kevin Walsh and Batty toured with Alice Cooper for like 28 years or something, and he's got some fun stories. He's quite a character. I actually brought him on to do reaction videos with me. I couldn't get him away. Kept watching stupid football, man. So I'm gonna lose my whole European audience now. I meant American football. I swear. But anyway, he was watching it, and I was like, "Just watch the video." But it was really fun. Daddy also worked for Motorhead. Really neat stuff. He was Lemmy's tech. It's cool. Oh, you got to play with Sting, Mike? That's cool. That's really cool. Sting's great. I drink beer with the Iron Maiden guys at the motorcycle club here in Portugal many, many times. They're great people. Heck yeah, man. That's cool. That would be awesome time. If looking for new music, always looking for new music, Croker. What do we got? Atyakin. Their song Storm has 5 million views in a year. That's great. Maybe you're more into older music. Nope. I'm enjoying the new music, Croker, but traditionally I was listening to a lot of the older music. And the new music, everybody says music sucks, music sucks. No, you just got to know where to look for great music. And so I'm finding wonderful stuff and I'm enjoying it. So a little bit of both is my answer to that, but I will check out Atyakin. While we're doing this, any other reactors you guys would suggest? Maybe you guys can share some other people doing this, and some of you guys can find others that you'll start listening to as well. Would you guys talk about drinking beer with Iron Maiden? That'd be really neat. What kind of beer do you drink? Old Mr. B. Mike, did you get to drink beer with Sting? I'm sure he drinks beer. He's an English guy. Mr. B. I saw that thing when that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing with the Police or whatever. So I guess the Police had another guitar player before, and he left the band, and it was pretty funny. Oh, the Iron Maiden beer is actually really good. Russell, I think, has the same label as those guys, but the Iron Maiden beer is really good. I've tried it and I like it. Oh, you party with Scott? Oh boy. Where was that, Mike? That, oh man. Okay. So Scott Weiland, guys, singer of Stone Temple Pilots. I think most of us know that. If not, singer of Stone Temple Pilots was a great human being. I miss him a lot. He was a great guy. In Belgium, heck yeah. I'm gonna have to bug you about that. You never told me that. That's pretty neat. Spent a lot of time with Scott. Old Mr. B is a great source of lots of new stuff. Cool. I'll have to check the dude out. I've never heard of him. Elizabeth at the Charismatic Voice. I think I've heard of her, and I haven't watched her, so I'll give that a go too. She's a great listen. There's lots of different music, very knowledgeable hostess, and she's a great personality. Well, that's fantastic. That's good stuff for sure. Yep, I'll check them out. Yeah, there was some personal issues, Mike, I think that he had. So, Dicko Dick, our great reaction channel. I believe I know that because of you, Julian. I think you told me about them on the first live chat where we were on, but I haven't checked it out yet, so I'm bad. I think Scott had a good heart, I think, but yeah, he got a little nutty sometimes. So drugs, it's tough. Yeah, the cool thing about Nightwish is like they are the biggest band, I guess, for reaction videos, and so I guess you can find everybody through there. So good- it's a good thing if it's your favorite band, so or a band you like a lot. What do what do you think? We'll say everybody here. What does everybody think about the new rock metal bands in comparison with old, like Led Zeppelin, Jethro Tull? Oh, I love Jethro Tull. The Who, Jimi Hendrix, and Janis Joplin. So my instincts are it's a different time. And so the music's very different. The producing is different. So the songs always sound more contemporary, I guess. I don't know the best way to put it. So I don't know if there really is a comparison. I think if we were reading a book, the page has turned, but it started out really, really good. And so I like a lot of the new sounds. Now I do a heck of a lot of covers from Nemophila. They did not cover any of those bands, but I enjoy those covers as well. So paying homage, learning, I think is the biggest thing. It really bothers me when these new bands have no clue who these big great bands are. Zeppelin, I think, is kind of household, but a lot of people, Jethro Tull, be like, "Who?" Like, "Oh, come on! If you're gonna be a professional musician, you got to drink the Kool Aid. You got to start learning about some of these great musicians and start cruising down that path." So that'd be my answer. I don't know if I'd be evading it, but Giljan guys, if you want info on Japanese metal and hard rock bands. Oh, okay, cool. I don't know them. Gijin, sorry. The Moody Blues, awesome stuff. Yeah, the is a wild card. I haven't heard that in a minute. I was surprised, but I thought it's cool. It's kind of neat. I had Alan on from the Moody Blues. It was kind of fun to have him on. If you guys want to check that out, I brought him on. You'll like this one, Mike. It's with the singer from the Young Rascals, and he was a fun guy to interview. I got his name wrong in the beginning, and he made me start over. He got mad at me. But Alan says he wrote the Warrant song, the big hit for Warrant. So it was an interesting interview. Yeah, Morbius, they should have an idea. When you go into profession, if you're gonna be accountant, you have to learn about numbers and stuff. If you're gonna be a professional musician, spend some time, get to know bands. And they don't have to be all the weird stuff. There's so much music, which is a wonderful thing, but get to have a good knowledge base. You should be able to communicate about music. I've had it, Morbius. Yeah, I've had it where people they've now I can see, name 10 Stone songs and they can't and stuff, but having never heard of them, I'm kind of like, how? Really, how? But think about it. The kid's 10 years old. So, when did you start getting in deep? For me, I probably learned about John Lennon when I was probably 10 years old. So it depends on the age. But if they're adults, if they're college and stuff, it's like open the building, open your horizons, see some good stuff, listen to some good stuff. Totally agree with you. These are then, this is now. Japan seems to be taking rock forward. Totally agree. And that's why I did this crazy deep dive on all these Japanese bands because I'm just blown away at how talented they are. Also agree, ignorance of history is not an asset. It is not an asset. Learn, learn, learn. The Moody Blues are awesome. Yeah, they really are. The nice thing about the Moody Blues is if you start going through their songs, there's just so many big hits, and there's such great stuff. So we lost one of the Moody's. Was it last year or the beginning of this year? So kind of sad. It's hard for new bands to break through, I think. There's no way to get noticed. There's no radio, etc. Therefore, new bands don't have the budget to put up great shows. So, Croker, I'm going to disagree a little bit. It is tough, but it's always been tough. My thought now is you can access internet, you can access YouTube, you can get reactors, write to reactors and say, hey, so when I did that guy Ren, we were talking Ren a little bit earlier, he got on there and said, hey man, thanks for checking out my track. Super smart thing to do. Because what did I do next? Jumped into the next track. The guy's a bro. Why not support him? And I did like it, which helped. So there's other ways now of getting to the public. For my book, for example, which is not music, I get it, it's a book, but I didn't hire anybody. I did it all myself. I just started reaching out to people through the web, and I got people to do stuff like Darren Paltrowitz. There was one of the guys who interviewed me, and we became friends. He's a great guy. But initially, I had access, I had the ability. Now, if this was, I don't know, let's say 20 years ago, maybe you pick up the phone and you keep calling record labels, they're not going to care. They're not going to think. So I think we actually have a benefit now. And I do, I'm really loving it. And I'm getting some, I got a label that reached out to me. There was one song I did on here, and they said, "Would you mind reacting to our new release?" And I was humbled. I thought that was awesome. And I did it. So I hope they're doing well with that release. So it's hard. What do you think about these pop singers that sell a lot of records and have a lot of views on YouTube, but no one talks, but no one takes about their only using auto tune? Auto tune's aggravating, and it's the same thing as not knowing like big bands. It's kind of like, can you not hear the auto tune? Am I the only one noticing how dramatic this is? So I find it really aggravating, which is why I like live performances a lot. I like all the mistakes and the problems and the errors and the rough recordings. All that to me makes it wonderful. So that's my take on that stuff. But yeah, auto tune is a turnoff for me. Overproduction is irritating for me. But nonetheless, it is the world we live in with pop. So TikTok is free and it's actually easier. The thing I like about TikTok is how easy it is. From my phone, it's like whoop, and it's on. I don't really post on there much anymore because all of the reaction videos I'm doing are copywritten. Even they're allowing me the opportunity to put them on YouTube, they're not giving me the opportunity to put them on TikTok. They get denied. So that's why I haven't been doing much TikTok. But TikTok was great with the interviews when I just pull little bits here and there. And it seemed like the audiences on TikTok were really enjoying that. Again, another great way to get your voice heard, but it's got to be tough. How did you do it, Mike? How did the Ataris break through that wall to finally get some people listening to them? You were doing, I assume, a ton of gigs in Santa Barbara. McCartney does not use autotune. Great way to break an artist. Got in the van. We're talking about Black Flag, Henry Rollins, Get in the Van. What a great spoken word album. If you guys can find it, kind of a difficult album to get. I don't know if that's what Mike's talking about, but maybe you can clue me in. I don't know. But oh, so, so, so good. Actually, one of the big, it was that right on. It's one of the big inspirations for me wanting to write my book, not read it. When I hear Rollins narrates it, and it's just so good. It makes you want to know everything about Black Flag. It was so well done, and you guys should give it a listen. I don't know if it's on YouTube. I know it's difficult to find, but find it, find it, find it. Get in the Van's amazing. I obviously like Rollins a lot too. All roadies like Rollins, so he wrote that thing. Be nice to us. You have to tour 10 people, become 20, and then the songs do the rest. When I had Snake on from Skid Row, Snake Sabo, he was saying that, man, there's Skid Row, and he said he remembers the advertisement was with the guitar player from Bon Jovi, and there was like 6 people in the building, and that was a lot of the beginning shows. Reactors and the modern cult radio DJs. When I trust a reactor, I'll listen to more of new stuff. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. So if there's so for me, being a reactor and not listening to reactors, which I should listen to a little bit. Monoskin, so many people are listening to it, and my thought is like, it's got to be really good. This many people like it. I want to hear more, and so I jump into that dive and I start listening to more. And that's where I found so like Ningen Isu. Oh man, Ningen Isu makes me want to hear more, hear more. So that was that. Greg Ginn back in Long Beach, great guy. Greg Ginn, that's cool stuff, dude. That's really cool, Morbius. So I actually spoke to Greg once. This is a funny story. I don't think you know this either, Mike. So I'm a big Pettibone collector, a big Pettibone fan. The artwork on the front of my book is Pettibone. And so I called to oh, help me out here. What's the Black Flag record label? You guys know. So anyway, I call up to talk to somebody there because I had a question. I wanted to try and get these Zines. I got all of them now, and I wanted to try and get these Zines. And so I wanted to ask. So I get the guy on the phone. The guy picks up the phone, and his name's Greg. So I'm talking to him and he's telling me stuff. I'm like, no, 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 no. So this is how it went, blah, blah, blah. I didn't realize the guy on the phone, it didn't connect with me. And so after I hang up, I was talking to Greg again on the phone. He's the one who picked up SST. Thank you. So I'm talking, if you call SST, Greg might be the one to call you back. And here I am like, no, no, no. He used to sell them at the shows. They were never given away. I'm giving this whole deal. And Greg's just on the phone like, uh-huh, uh-huh. He goes, well, we might have some in storage. I could take your number down and let you know. It was so bad. Great is the most laid back guy I've ever met. It's hard to believe he really made that hard music. Yeah, I just discovered a really wonderful guy on the B&E blog. He speaks from the heart. Cool. Shred Dog has lots of clips of Nemophilia at the Whiskey A Go Go. Oh, I'll have to check that out. I've heard Shred Dog. I'm a big Nemophilia fan. I think they're so cool. That's why when I bring on a lot of guests, I try to pick Nemophilia a lot just because I like them so much. I've heard Greg's a good dude too. Other than my phone call, I haven't had too much interaction with him, but I've heard he's a good guy. And it helps. That kind of stuff makes you want to listen to a band more. When they're not so friendly is when you're kind of immediately turned off. I did notice Spider. I'm enjoying my Nightwish. I don't know. I talk about Nightwish a lot now. I think my circle of friends have all heard my going on and on. But I'm enjoying it. And I like Annette, but I really love Taria and Floor, and so I'm doing more and more of those. Texas. Where are you in Texas, Kent? Did we do Nightwish when you came on, Mike? I don't know. I don't think so. What is the poster next to the Stones? What do we got? The yellow one is Neil Diamond, actually. Yeah, we got to do Nightwish, Michael. They're so good stuff. And then to the right of the Stones is actually a poster with Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham. The posters used to change a lot in the beginning of the podcast because I had them all for sale. And so Frank Zappa gone, and all of a sudden Neil Diamond in. So it was kind of a fun switch. So I had a heck of a lot of posters at one point. So I was switching them. And that's why they're in the cheap plastic sleeves because I don't want to frame them because I'm selling them. So the Beatles one I don't have listed. I don't know. It's a really early Beatles one. It's actually really cool. Austin, awesome. I don't know, Jeff. I'm not a big show goer actually. I haven't been. I've actually only been to one big show in like 10 years. I went to see Neil Diamond with my girlfriend, and then here's a funny one. I went with Peter from Bad Religion. We went to a Guns N' Roses show. I don't know, like 13 years ago. And Peter fell asleep. He was snoring, and I was like playing video games, and so we left. But Axel wouldn't let us drink beer during songs. We had to wait in between the songs, so we left a little early and we went out for Thai food. So I'm not a huge show goer, but I would like to see Nemophila. I might. I think they're really really good, and of course I'm going to go see Mike. So the one about Morbius, the Annette did that jazz track that was great that I listened to. But and I know a lot of people don't like it when you compare, and I'm fine with that. That's cool. But it's hard not to for me in my head. And when I'm listening to Floor or Taria, it's just there's so much strength behind the vocals with those two. It's hard to compete. Trying to get me to the Wiltern, and I love the Wiltern, so it wasn't a hard pitch. Nancy Griffiths played there years ago, and I didn't go. This woman passed away now, and I've always kicked myself for not going to the Wiltern and Singer. If you guys are ever in LA, do go to the Wiltern. It's a great venue to see a show. It is neat though. A lot of the guys that I work with, a lot of these roadies and stuff that come on, they are all about going to live shows, and they toured way longer than me, and so I love it. They just love music so much. It's neat. For me, I don't know. I'm getting lazy. I don't want to leave my area ever or whatever. I don't know. It's stupid. Although I did just recently use Uber, which I know is not new, but for me, and that was great because I didn't have to worry about parking. I didn't have to worry about drinking. It was really good. So maybe I'll get out more. Does your live stream chat hang about? I'll need to copy stuff down as it goes away. I believe it does. So I left the last two on and it didn't seem to go anywhere. So yeah, I don't know if you can scroll through it or how it works, but I do know it stays on. Slow love, slow. Coma Metal said to the drummer of Sabaton, so I hear your wife can sing because Baby Metal is looking for a new third member. Stolen from Reddit. It's great. So his wife is Flor Jansen, if people don't know. So she's the singer of Nightwish. Morbius Lenoir. I have my favorite Nightwish singer, but I love the three of them. Right on. See, I think that's great. Taria studied opera before Nightwish, so I haven't uploaded it yet. But I actually did. They do this fact versus fiction Wikipedia stuff, and she was on, and I just watched that, and she was great, man. What a nice lady. She was cool, and I learned a lot about her. She's from a tiny little town, was cool, and she talks about the demo tape coming in. And she was just really neat. You could tell she'd be a great person to hang out with. Nice lady. Cass, thank you for cruising. It's nice chatting with you too. I think we're going to wind up pretty soon anyway, but thank you. Right in her wheelhouse. Well, I think we will wind down unless anybody has anything profound to say. Oh, we might have profound. Hold on, Kent. I like Kent. Taria and Tomas and Empu all are. Oh, they're all from there. Oh, interesting. Okay. Kitty. Yeah, she was saying in that thing I heard there's about 6,000 people there now. I think she said, but growing up there was like 600 or something. So Tim, good seeing you. I'll see you next. I'll see you on the next one. I appreciate it. I think I will wind it down, but we'll do another one of these. Was this time good for everybody? Would it be better for me to select a different date and time? Let me know what you guys think before we log off here, and maybe we can set up the next live chat before everybody runs off. I tried to do this one for the people in UK. Oh, Nightwish is playing. Cool. Later, Russ. Good for you on the day and time. Okay, Tim, right on. Okay. Well, we can keep this one. We can say next Monday. I'll come up with some other topic that we won't really talk much about. And then I might try and do a second one for the people in Asia and see how that goes. So, okay, Bulmer, right on. So, yeah, we'll keep it at Mondays at 2 p.m. for now. And then I'll communicate more with the audiences in Asia to see what would be good, and you guys can jump on that. But they'll be up on the website there, the Party Like a Rockstar YouTube channel, and so you can see. Mike, I'll talk to you soon, dude. Thank you for logging on. I appreciate it. Yeah, you guys really should see the Ataris. If you guys are not familiar with their band, you are familiar with the Boys of Summer cover that they did for sure. It was such a huge radio hit, and they really are a great band, great people. My country, Portugal, and England are the only two European countries that have the same hour. Hey, good to know. Right on. Thank you for the lesson. That's cool. Waka Zerman was a studio bassist at 15. Wow, amazing, huh? That's neat. There's a guy I know named Richie Zito, and Richie was playing guitar with Santana when he was like 15 or something. It's really cool. He's a producer now. What did Richie do? Richie did a bunch of stuff. He was producer of the year for like Jefferson Starship or something. Cool cat. I worked with him when he did Keanu Reeves's band called Dog Star. Anyway, maybe that'll be our topic next time. All right, guys, I'm going to wind down. Thank you, everybody. I really do appreciate everyone's time. I'll set the one up for Monday at 2 as soon as I can come up with a good theme. If you guys have any ideas for themes, hit me up with them, and maybe we'll do that. But I appreciate everybody's time, and I'll talk to everybody soon. And wow, Flor started to sing it after forever when she was 15. I could see that. I mean, she's a pro for sure. So she was learning young. I mean, she's definitely highly educated with her voice. I don't know. I don't know. That was a big mess. Bye, guys. I'll see everybody soon. Thank you.